Hello, guys, and welcome back to Bet Win Repeat. I'm Timothy Earl, joined here with this ugly fella named Nicholas Earl. Yes, we're related. We're from Earl Sports Bets, and welcome back to another edition of Bet Win Repeat on the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. Before we jump into a bunch of stuff and go crazy, because we won't be on too long, we'll talk some baseball. Maybe some trade deadline, home run derby talk, all that stuff. So we'll be on for about 20-ish minutes, and then it'll be a quicker show because we just did the Earl Sports Bet show. If you guys are interested in any of the picks, a bunch of stuff is over on the Earl Sports Bet show. You guys can check that out. Join the Picks and Parlays contest page. I don't have updated standings for the Bet Win Repeat contest. The monthly contest or weekly contest, that's all over there. If you're still in it, you should know that you're still in it. If you're not, then you're not. But make sure you guys are joining the Picks and Parlays contest page over on Facebook. If you guys are interested in any of the Earl Sports Bets or any capper in general on the picksandparlays.net website, you guys can go pick up their plays over there. MLB at checkout will save you 20% off the entire site. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Subscribe, and ring the bell. And then make sure you guys are checking out the Picks and Parlays app on the App Store and Google Play. That's where you can find it. Personally, I use it every single day. I'll actually pull it up real quick because maybe I want to see what's going on with the consensus report because I know there's some WNBA tonight. There's some MLB. Let's go see consensus report. Let's see if there's anything for the Mets game per se. Detroit, Tampa Bay. Oh, here you go. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. 10 people on money lines in this game. 6-4 Tampa. Mets and the San Diego Padres right here. 3-1 Mets. 4-2 Cincinnati. And there's a bunch of other games on here too. A bunch of people on Minnesota for the against the Phoenix Sun, but you can get the consensus report. And there's VIP plays from Craig Trapp, so make sure you guys check out everything over on the app. All right. Hi, Nick. How you doing?
Not too bad. It's been a good start to July. It was a really nice June, and things are going pretty well in the world of baseball. It's been actually an enjoyable season the last month or so.
There you go. Yeah, I will quickly shout out the plays from Earl Sports Bets from us. Up 9.29 units in July so far, so off to a nice start there. If you guys are interested in grabbing any of that stuff, it's over on the site. But we're not going to try to break down a bunch of picks and stuff. I want to kind of look towards some futures. Or, we'll quickly tag on the home run derby first. Do you have a bracket for the home run derby?
I do. I know what the matchups are, if that's what you're asking for.
Yes.
Home run derby 2023 bracket. I believe Pete Alonso is the massive favorite, but we have the number 1 seed, Luis Robert, taking on the number 8 seed, Adley Rutschman.
Ooh.
We have
go ahead.
Yeah, we have number 2, Pete Alonso versus number 7, Julio Rodriguez. Number 3, Mookie Betts taking on number 6, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Number 4, Adolis Garcia taking on number 5, Randy Arozarena. I like that 4-5 matchup a little bit there.
Sorry, it was Arozarena and who?
Adolis Garcia.
Yeah, I would take Garcia on that one. Looking at it right off the rip, I mean, I like my Orioles, so I'm going to look towards Adley Rutschman. Do we have odds for this yet? That's the question.
Yes. I do have odds for the home run derby here for you.
Is it just to win or round by round?
To win, I got the round 1 matchups and most home runs, least home runs in round 1. To win, Pete Alonso is plus 275. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 4-1. Robert 450. Rodriguez 550. Garcia 6-1. Arozarena 850. Betts 10-1. Rutschman 14-1. My first thoughts for that one is probably grabbing Garcia and Alonso from each side, because I think we could see Garcia versus Alonso in the finals, something along those lines. For the first round, Luis Robert is a minus 200 against Rushman.
Yeah, that would be a Rutschman play for
Garcia's minus 140 versus Rosarena. Alonso is minus 165 versus Rodriguez. And Vladdy is minus 165 against Mookie Betts. If I had to pick an underdog for the first round, I kind of like Mookie Betts in the first round against Vladdy.
The one problem with that is Vladdy has home run derby experience.
I believe so does Mookie Betts.
I don't think he has. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's participated in a home run derby yet. I think that the only guys that have participated in a home run derby from this one is Julio, Pete Alonso, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the only three.
First home run derby.
And Julio Rodriguez is in this year's because it's in Seattle. That's the only reason why.
No, he's the defending champ. No, he's
the defending champ. Yeah, I know. But he lost. Juan Soto won last year. He's in it.
He had an amazing performance last year.
Yeah, but he hasn't been fantastic this year.
No.
Which you never know. That could be the spark. Julio Rodriguez plus 135 could be the play for first round against Alonso. I like Alonso to win the entire thing. Trust me, this is the one event that he takes seriously. I can get $3 on the book that I bet on for Pete Alonso. I think that could. At the end of the day, any of these guys, I think there's value on. Although Rushman at 16-1 could be interesting.
No,
it would be his first home run derby, obviously, because it would be his first All-Star game. He was up last year for the All-Star game. Or he was in the majors for that at least.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate taking a shot with Mookie Betts, but that would be, I don't know. I feel like Vladdy wins that matchup. But I just wanted to look at this one quickly just to see where it's at, see where all the lines are, because I hadn't looked at the lines yet. So kind of looking towards obviously Alonso 3-1, your favorite. And I would kind of look towards Rushman at 16-1. That's just me.
Yeah. I'll probably put this
let's take a talk on some future stuff. Any teams you want to tag on in terms of what you want to try to predict that they're going to try to do?
There's one team I have circled here. Let me see what the number is for that. Ooh, I can get minus 140 for them now to miss the playoffs. That was like minus 200 a week ago. There's two teams I'm looking to bet to miss the playoffs that I think are overachieving in the first half and that I think will regress in the second half. Plus 275 for the Texas Rangers is the top one I have circled for them to miss the playoffs, because the way I look at them is I have the Astros winning that division. The Astros are still within two games. Even though they've been dealing with injuries all year. They haven't had Alvarez in a while. Altuve's back on the IL. He started the year on the IL. Like, there was a lot. They've gone through a lot of injuries so far this year, and there's still only 2 games out. I think the Astros take off in the second half, and they win that division by 5+ games. Like, I think that they run away with it here. I really like the Astros in that division, which leads me to looking at how will the Texas Rangers get into the playoffs? Well, it would have to be a wild card spot because I have the Astros winning that division. And are they going to get a wild card spot over the Baltimore Orioles? I don't think so. Are they going to get it over the New York Yankees? I don't think so.
Or Tampa? No.
Or Toronto. I think Tampa wins that division. But if they don't, they have the top wild card spot.
Yeah,
they're almost as untouchable as the Orioles for a wild card spot, kind of right now. So it would be really, for me, I think it would go down to 2 out of 3 teams: Yankees, Jays, and Rangers. I think the Rangers are the odd man out because their bullpen is still very suspect, and they're only leading by 2 games, even though they've had one of the best offenses in baseball this year. And they had 3 guys pitching at an elite level with John Gray, with Dane Dunning pitching ridiculously well this year. And why am I drawing a blank on the third guy? That's been pitching really well this year. I mean, this is a Rangers team that I just expect a regression from.
Nathan
And then
Eovaldi.
Nathan Eovaldi, thank you. And then the other team, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, whatever. -140 for the Reds to miss the playoffs. This is a nice little run for them, but I'm waiting for that time in August that they're going to go on a run where they go 8-16 and then completely fall out of it. I think the Brewers are the better team there in this division, and we'll see that this weekend, where I think the Brewers could either be 1 game out or 1 game up at the end of this series, because they're only 2 games behind the Reds. I think they win at least 2 out of 3 in the series. I think the Brewers are the better team. I think the Cubbies are a better overall team, and I won't be surprised if we saw a little run from St. Louis later in the second half as well. And I know you're not, yeah, I know. But I think the Reds at -140 to miss the playoffs is not a bad look either.
Boy. They're 10 games over 500 right now, and they're hot. And you know what? This will segue us a little bit into it. What could we look at in terms of maybe trade deadline pieces? Because we're coming close. I'll look at the Reds real quick. I think they're buyers.
Yeah.
I think the Reds are buyers, and they're out for an arm. So would we be surprised because the Reds have the prospects? Hey, Cleveland, can we get Bieber? Or go out
Chicago, Giolito, Dylan Cease,
Chicago. Can we go? Yeah, can we go get one of those guys? Or maybe, hey, Mets, can we get Cookie?
Oakland, like Paul Blackburn.
Paul Blackburn. You know what? Padres, can we get you Darvish?
No, too far. Too far. I think the Padres.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's too far. Well, we'll see what the Padres do. We'll see what happens in this Mets-Padres series coming up, and that will dictate a lot of what both those teams are going to do throughout for a trade deadline and stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Reds went out and got an arm. The Reds are going to be an interesting piece because they don't need
bullpen pieces. That's their problem. Their bullpen sucks.
They need bullpen and they need another starter because throwing out Williamson is not going to work.
No, throwing out Williamson and Luke Weaver is not a playoff team. And this is why I'm so low on them. I know they're winning Luke Weaver's starts. The guy's giving up 5 runs a start. The only reason why they're doing that, they're winning those games, is because the Reds are scoring 8 runs a game during his starts. Like, that's the only reason why they're doing that. That's not going to continue. I think some of their young guys are overachieving. And here's the thing with the Reds. Their starting pitching is mediocre at best. The only thing I'm semi-confident with the Reds in is their closer with Little Diaz. I mean, he's a solid closer, but the problem is you need a good starting pitcher, which Ashcraft has fallen off the face of the earth this year. Luke Weaver's not somebody I'm interested in. Williamson's not someone I'm interested in. They just continue to win high-scoring games. And when we look at the Cincinnati Reds, they need a couple good starting pitching, and they need to find a way to make it from the starting pitcher to Little Diaz. And the middle of that bullpen is horrible. And the only reason why they're anywhere competitive is because their division sucks. They got a nice, easy part of their schedule.
Hold on. They're 10 games over 500 right now. Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't be first place in any other division, but
no.
Besides the other Central.
Yeah.
Which, bold take, I think every team in the AL Central should be sellers. Minnesota should be a seller and Cleveland should be a seller. Bieber should be gone. I know Minnesota's 2 games above 500. They got to look at the big picture. Going into a wild card weekend, are they going to be? Is the Twins going to be competitive against a Yankees or a Blue Jays or Baltimore if they drop, or Texas or Houston? Are they going to be competitive against any of those teams? No. And the answer is no. I don't think they get out. I don't think either Central team gets out of that series. I think if you're going after a wild card, you want that number 3 wild card spot by far. The number 6 seed. And I think that is the best place for any team to be. Just like I would rather be the number 2 team in the National League or American League rather than the number 1. Because it creates a lot easier of a route through the playoffs.
Okay, you get that. Do you think there's any central teams that could win a playoff series?
No, I don't.
Because, yeah, I mean, if we get Cincinnati winning the division, hypothetically speaking, at the 3 seed, I'd take Miami over them.
I would take Miami over them. I would take Philly over them. I would take
I'd take the Mets over them. I would take Miami.
San Fran and Milwaukee. I would take those 2 teams over them.
Yeah. Oh, you'll take Milwaukee over Cincy.
I want to see what Milwaukee does during the trade deadline.
I think Milwaukee sells
in a playoffs. I think Milwaukee's a lot more experienced, but
a lot more experience.
I don't think
Freddie Peralta at the front of your rotation. I think you're fine against the Reds.
But I don't think Milwaukee makes the playoffs, so I'm not really hung up.
And Corbin Burns may not be a Brewer at the end of the deadline because arbitration deals and stuff like that. He may be shipped, and I think another team that might make a move that people might not expect to make a move is the Houston Astros. I think they go out there. They should probably go out there and get another bat or 2. This is a team that's going for another World Series, and I think they
should get another pitcher.
Yeah, and for me, it's pretty plain and simple. Until proven otherwise, the Astros are the team to beat. And I know they're not the best team in baseball right now. They're still the team to beat in my mind because the last 5 years they've made the ALCS, the Houston Astros Invitational, and beat the crap out of whoever played them, really. So it's tricky. I still think the Astros are the team to beat, and I think they go out and get a couple bats. I mean, we saw that last year. They went out and got Trey Mancini. Who I wonder who they go out and get here. Maybe they go into their own division. They look for someone like a Brent Rooker, or I mean, you can go elsewhere. You can look for a bat. Maybe someone like Anderson.
How about Luis Robert?
No, I think Robert, the White Sox build around Robert. But why not make a big splash? Maybe someone like Nolan Arenado or Paul Goldschmidt.
I don't think that the Astros have the prospect pool in order to go get one of those.
That would be more of a move like the Dodgers would move with their prospect pool.
Yeah. Or another team that we could try to look at real quick, and we're not going to go deep into all this because there's still plenty of time. I want to see what happens the next month, and we'll have a trade deadline show.
Yes, we will have a trade deadline show
for like 2 hours before the trade deadline. The Baltimore Orioles. I know you don't like the Baltimore Orioles.
They have the prospects to trade, but they also have the prospects to bring up.
They do. I think they're going to be big buyers, and I think they go and get an arm, at least.
They need an arm.
I don't think they need a bat though.
They can use a bat. They can use another bat. But I think if you're looking at the Orioles, they need another starting pitcher or 2 for me to take them as legitimate World Series contenders. Because when you look at their rotation, who's their ace right now?
That would be Tyler Wells.
Okay, he's okay.
And Kyle Bradish, who just threw 6 shutout innings against the Yankees or 7 shutout innings against the Yankees.
Okay, but in a playoff series, are you going to take Tyler Wells and Kyle Bradish, or are you going to take someone like McClanahan and Glasnow? Or are you going to take someone like Cole and Rondon? Or are you going to take someone like Valdez and Hunter Brown or Javier or something like that? Like with some of these matchups they'd be going up against, they are a massive starting pitching deficit.
100%. They're massive.
And they need another starting pitcher. And we can go back to the players we were mentioning with the Reds. Someone like a Giolito, someone like a Kopech, someone like a Cease. Maybe someone like a Paul Blackburn or a Cookie Carrasco if he needs to change the series. Actually, I think he's fine where he is with the Mets. Or maybe you look at someone like a Jordan Montgomery or a Jack Flaherty if the Cardinals become sellers.
Cardinals are sellers. 100%.
I kind of the more and more we look at it, kind of more.
They're like 12 and a half games back for the division, and they're not getting a wild card. So they're sellers. You can possibly you gotta look at the right price. Arenado and Goldie are gone.
Probably, I would probably think so. And I've kind of given up on the Cardinals futures here that I have. I got 8-1 on their division, which was a complete mistake since I bet them. The Reds have not lost baseball games. which is incredibly frustrating, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think they're at the deadline. We're going to see some interesting moves. Are there any
100%.
future? If you're looking at the futures market right now, is there any teams you're looking to buy low on, or anything like that, where you think you can get a decent price for them to win their division, win the pennant, win the World Series, something like that? Because there was one team I have circled, and I want to take a look at what their number is real quick for the pennant. I'm not looking at their division because I
know who you're looking at for the
I think they're so far out of their division that they're not really someone I would consider to win their division. But they are 14-1 to win their division. But I'm looking more at
it's
pennant.
not a division for the Marlins now.
No. But 16-1 for the Miami Marlins to win the pennant. I think there's stupider bets out there.
There's definitely stupider bets.
I mean, and when you have a rotation heading into the playoffs where you can throw Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, and Yuri Perez 1, 2, 3. That's not a rotation I want to mess with.
No, not at all.
And when you look at it, we've seen this before this year. The Miami Heat were the last team into the playoffs and made a run through the playoffs. The Florida Panthers were the last team in and made it to the run to the playoffs. The Miami Marlins are going to get the 6th seed and make the World Series. And at 16-1, I'm tempted to bet it, honestly. Even if it's throwing
Florida teams took over the bridesmaid state from Philadelphia. Because with the Florida Panthers, the Miami Heat, FAU making the Final Four, and then Florida making the College World Series in baseball, you got a bunch of that, and I could definitely see the Marlins making a move. Marlins, if I was the Marlins, maybe another bat.
Yeah,
maybe definitely 1 or 2 bats.
They're fine on pitching. I think their rotation's
their rotation's phenomenal. I'm not. Yeah, no,
there's a reason why this team is this good.
Yes. But final little detail things. I think if I'm going after mid-season, pretty much all-star break at this point, I'm going to put the outlandish one out there. And I'm going to stick with it. One of these two teams will make the World Series. The Baltimore Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You can get the Diamondbacks at 950
to make the World Series?
To win the pennant. There's only 2 teams in front of them, and that's the Dodgers and the Braves.
Yeah.
Some interesting long shots here. One's 18-1, one's 25-1 to win the National League. And these are 2 teams I'm high on. Mets and the Padres. Mets are 25-1. Padres are 18-1. I think the Padres make some moves as well.
They could.
And this is probably sounds crazy or whatever. I think the Padres could make, if they wanted to, the biggest splash. And this is what I'll end on here.
I said that on our phone call the other time, a little while ago.
I mentioned it. Yeah, no. You trade away Soto and Darvish for Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, God. No, that's not happening.
And hear me out on this one. Soto needs a contract coming up.
He does.
I don't know if the Padres are going to sign him long term. Darvish is somebody also that I think needs a contract soon, and Ohtani does as well. If the Padres can make sure they can sign Ohtani long term, what's the problem with that trade?
I don't think the Angels will do it.
Maybe they throw an extra prospect in there. Soto, Darvish, and a prospect. Because basically you're getting Soto and Darvish combined with Ohtani.
Yeah, but I think other teams can make them a better offer.
Obviously. I mean, and they don't have the prospects because they traded all their prospects for Juan Soto. Yeah. So
we'll see.
Kind of interesting.
I think if the Padres are trying to, I think the Padres want to sign Juan Soto long term. I think that's their next piece is they want to sign Juan Soto for 7-8 years. But
they should, but they already got Tatis. They already got Bogart signed long term. They've already got, I think Cronenworth signed decent amount as well. They got Darvish signed. They got Snell signed. They got a lot of Musgrove. They extended.
Padres
a lot on the books.
Padres owner has money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. They have a lot on
Not
the
a big
books. I don't know if we'll see if
I'll say it. The Padres will be the biggest competitor to Cohen for the highest paying team.
Fair. And they are right now.
We'll head to the chat, and then we'll kind of wrap up and head out. A little bit of like a little discussion of baseball. Portugal -2. I have no clue what that's for. USA women's -31. Have fun. Canada -19. Have fun. Heat -1. 160.
-160 on July 10th. The home run derby
to win the first round. Have fun. I'm not laying that. I'll just take them to win. I'll take them to win the entire thing. But once again, if you guys are interested in grabbing some plays, we normally don't talk MLS on the site or on the thing on the what do you call it? There'll be a big slate tomorrow. I should have my plays up tonight for it, so make sure you guys check out that. Chevis, good luck, dude. I have no clue what that's for. Make sure you guys are signing up for the Picks and Parlays contest. Picksandparlays.net website, MLB at checkout. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And check out the Picks and Parlays app on the Google Play and the App Store. That's going to pretty much be it for this edition of Bet, Win, Repeat. I'm not sure if Lenny's back Monday. We'll see. If not, I'll be here. And I believe it would be with Terry. So make sure you guys are here on Monday, and we'll talk over there. We'll see you guys then.